right there in the
That's
middle.
good tea, man. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's that country stuff.
Right, right.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to KF&JF Podcast. Everybody, we're still out here doing our thing in the community, working hard, bringing these entrepreneurs to you to talk about their business and bring them out there to shine. So I'm so happy to have a couple here today that's going to let us know what it is about their business that makes it unique. And we're so excited about it here today. But first, I want to thank everybody out there for subscribing and and viewing this channel. And we just can't tell you how much we appreciate that, and also for taking the time to go to Joy Be Love and purchasing those products, which allow us to bring this show to you. So today, without further ado, we're going to bring this show right on to the move, because we're always on the move. And here is Razak, the co-host.
Hello, everybody. I'm Razak. I am the CEO and founder of United Minority Business Ventures. My purpose is to help small businesses grow. I assist with the creative process and maintenance of your business. The method to achieve results is simply building a deeper relationship with your audience. We do this by forming opportunities to communicate and collaborate with your followers, subscribers, and other business owners. And we do this by using a wide range of networking tools. We have an understanding for building your marketing profile. Social media marketing, figuring out your marketing strategy, building your financial profile for your business, branding your product or merchandise. We may also determine what licenses is needed to operate your business, or if you plan on owning your domain or buying into pre-existing sites that host your page. We like to drive traffic and manage your website, and that allows me to select posts that create subscriptions, comments, and likes. We also generate comments on other individual business sites and pages that create a dialogue of conversation directed towards your page. We can also help navigate through the companies asking you for a fee when there's free companies out there. It's just a matter of starting from the ground level or having pre-existing funds to buy into something flashier. And JT, I'm glad that you got on it there. I can't wait to get a glass of that.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Razak, for all of the things that you're doing out there, brother, and helping bringing these small businesses to the place where they need to be in their websites and all of the other things that they need to do to prosper in their business. Well, you know what? Like I said earlier, we have somebody here that's going to tell us about what it is about sweets that makes it good. So go ahead on. Introduce yourself, our entrepreneurs.
Okay, my name is Pete Bryant. This is my wife, Joyce. We are the founders of JT Sweet Tea, Country Made, Country Sweet. And how it got started, that there was I think my wife wanted to take that part of it.
Okay, the way JT Sweet Tea got started, it goes way back to the country. I was brought up under a stepmother. My stepmother always made tea whenever we had visitors that was coming in town or just coming for dinners or whatever. She made tea. So she showed me how to make that tea, but she also showed me there was one secret ingredient to making that tea that made it taste so very special. So we're from North Carolina. We moved out to San Diego. So when we moved out here, when we got invited to different places, different dinners, different events, we started bringing the tea. As we brought this tea, everybody was like, whoa, this is some good tea. This is really, really good tea. So they would always have us to bring it. And from there, we started doing events with it, doing parties with it, doing dinners with it, anniversary parties. We started making this tea, and it just got out there. That's the way we got started with the tea.
And may I piggyback on that too? We also, when we came out here, we joined Mount Airy Baptist Church, and there was a lady there named Joanne Stewart. Every Sunday, first Sunday, she would have people invited over to her house, even us. So we was tasked with bringing the drinks. So we brought the drinks. At that time, it wasn't JT sweet tea; it was just tea. But we noticed that everybody loved that tea and everybody wanted it and they requested it. So what we did is we formatted it and we turned it into JT sweet tea. And we was hooked up with what's his name? Preacher Man, aka let's see what's his name? Thomas. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, Mr. Thomas, aka Preacher Man. He used to put us on the radio, and nobody could do the advertisement like Mr. Preacher Man could. He could run that JT Sweet Tea off the chart.
Country made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that is the way
Well,
we got.
you know what? You know what? You're talking about something that when you talk about from the country, right? You're talking about roots, right? So a lot of the things that happened back in the South or back in the country was something that people did with with a sense of passion, right? So when they do it, they were making sure that they were cognizant of what they were putting in there. They knew how to mix it together, and it was made with love. That was
With
the real
love.
basis for some of all of the stuff that's coming back from the South, from the food to the teas to the drinks, and even some of that jar stuff like figs and all of the other things and jams that were made from that. So when you talk about having this come from the country, when you got it from your stepmom and
Stepmother.
whatnot, how do you think that? Huh?
No,
What did you
yeah, it
say?
came from my stepmother. It came from my stepmother.
Okay,
She was the
okay.
one
So I want to make sure I say that right.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, I want to make sure I say that right. And I just think that is there something in that you think embody what you're doing now and what you're carrying forward, or are you just carrying the recipe forward? Are you carrying some of the love and all of the other things that come with how that was made in your tea as well?
Okay. Yeah. I take that one. When people ask us how we make this tea, a lot of people be trying to find out exactly how we made it, but we tell them most ingredients in that tea is love, and we don't just make the tea any kind of way. We make it in a special way so that when you taste this tea, you don't have an after taste. You have a smooth taste, and you always wanted to come back for more.
Right.
And
Right.
also, before we start to make the tea, we always pray.
Yeah,
We always pray before we get started. So
Right.
God is, we have Him first.
yeah,
Hmm.
Hmm.
yeah.
Right.
We've been making this
Yes.
now for several years, and we have never made a gallon of tea without praying over it first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
that is the only way.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
to bring into effect where you see JT, that diamond, we have
Hmm.
that diamond is the blood of Jesus.
Okay.
So that's
Woo.
why it's so important that even when we take like our clothing, hats or whatever out to be what do you call it?
Braided
Braided, branded, we always make sure that they have that diamond and it has to be
red.
in red. The blood of
Mm.
Jesus. We plead the blood.
Right.
Yes.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of
That's
sentiments.
what makes it. That's an awesome way of showing your loyalty to the Lord. When you're praying over something before you decide to do it, that's trust 100% in God giving you the abilities that you have to do what you're doing, and the fruit of that is everybody's being able to taste it and love it and spread it like He spreads the word. You know what I mean? That's the same way your tea is spreading, because I've seen it and it was sold out.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
know that it's out there.
Exactly.
One of the other things I like to ask you about, and maybe you guys can just talk a little bit about, because we got a lot of questions that we're going to go through, but what's unique about you guys, that maybe as a couple or individually, that people don't really know about you?
You want to take that?
Okay. One of the things people look at us as a young couple, But what they don't really know about us is that we have been married for 49 years.
Man.
So they look at us young couple, but we've been together married for 49 years. And that's something that you don't see nowadays. Everybody is so apt to give up rather than putting it in God's hand and let him take control.
Man.
And we try to put God in everything we do.
Hmm.
Right.
Yes.
I know that. I know that's a
Hmm.
that's most that should be
you
celebrated
say
already. Just
something
that.
that is
Yeah.
just that. You say something that just tears my heart in half a little bit because I've heard that before in my life. I was married to my wife for 32 years, and
Hmm.
nobody in my family could sit around and say they were married 32 years. And I take what you're saying. My wife passed about 4 years ago, and it would have been 36, 37 years. But we were high school sweethearts. And I see that as something that, people don't understand, man. They don't know nothing about what it was to have your high school sweetheart, stay with your high school sweetheart. I was with her before she was like 8th grade. I was still chasing her around. I mean, it's just one of those things that, we need to show. We need to let people know that, hey, you know what? This is something that's rare in our community. You know what I mean?
And you
Because
know, and you
the generations before carrying that on.
and you're
Go
100%
ahead.
right. And you hit it on the head. We also are high school sweethearts.
Okay.
And so that's why we've been together so long.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's rare right there. That's rare.
Hey, man, that is the glue. That is
Yeah.
that is the glue that a lot of people in relationships, when they're young, everything is all fine and dandy. But as you work and as you go through everything, every day you're building that part. After a while, they used to tell me and my wife, y'all look alike. And then they used to say to us, she
And
knows
act a lot.
exactly what you need when you're in the kitchen. I don't even have to worry about. I get in the kitchen, I'll be like, honey, it's right here. I get in the car, she said, oh, your straw's already in your drink. I'll be like, oh, babe, I didn't even notice. She just
No.
knew. And when we were in the kitchen, we're just like butter, just flowing together. And everybody was like, ooh, how do y'all do it? I said, that's because we know each other, we grew with each other, and that means that I already know how to anticipate certain things, and it just makes things so much better. And I'm just thinking that's why your tea is so smooth and don't have no aftertaste, because
No,
it ain't no aftertaste when you got a good relationship.
no,
Your
it's not.
relationship is good.
I
So
agree.
I also like to be huh?
I agree with that.
Say
Mm-hmm.
I
it
agree. I
again.
agree.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
on, right on, right on. Yes. I think you're right. One of the other things I like to talk about is, the tradition of in making your tea. Do you guys, I know you pray over it and whatnot. Is it other people that are involved in it, or you guys just do this, just the two of you, or one person has more of the handle of mixing and doing the tea?
Yeah, there was other people involved in making the tea, but they dead now, so we don't want the secret out.
Right.
No, they only me and my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just the two of us
That's great. That's
in the making of it.
Just the two of us. That's a song.
well,
Right?
that's good. Just the two of us, man.
Yeah.
That's and you got all those other things that come along with a relationship like this, man. When you walk into a place and people that know you guys been together, I know they're asking for some advice. I know they're trying to figure out what they could do to have a marriage like this, especially a marriage that, sometimes you're able to have that partnership where you can work with your wife. Because I had that, my wife was one of the ones like, when I had a business, and I said, honey, I don't like asking for money. I don't like asking people for money to do the job. She said, you gonna ask for a trip charge? You gonna make sure you get this? So she was like, she played one part, I played the other part. I say, whatever you gotta do, you gotta go through my wife. So I don't get in trouble. So do you guys have that kind of relationship where some things you just say, you know what, she's better at handling than me?
And you're right, we do exactly. That's exactly what we do. And if she to see something that I need to be straightened up on, she will let me know, and I will let her know in return. But we always try to come to an agreement.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sometimes you have to compromise and
Yeah,
let things go.
that is
Hmm.
yeah, that's what that's and that old secret, like they say, nobody lay their head down mad. Nobody's laying their head down turning the other way. So, as long as you can keep those things in perspective, your marriage lasts a lot longer, and a lot more people
Yes,
can see
yes,
that, because when you come
amen.
out, you're working together.
Right.
Yeah, you're working together, and I don't know if it's just I don't know if it was just the fact that it was a young marriage, but I think it's bigger than that. I think, like you talked about, the Lord is over you guys, and He's keeping you guys strong and keeping you in tune with each other, and that's one of the things that I know to be true. And was it true in my marriage?
Mm-hmm.
So I like to be able to, first of all, give praise and thanks to you guys for being out there sharing your life with others, because that's something that our youth really do need to see, because they don't get to see it that often. A lot of, like they say, Big Mama's gone, right? So Big Mama was married to Grandpa for 60 years, So now we try to do that. So one of the other questions I have, and then I'm going to pass it on to Razak, and that is about, can you talk a little bit about the main difference that you see in your tea, like the love that you put in your tea, or do you see that some of these other teas are just made and without any kind of real love in it, so people are having all of these aftertastes and different things? How do you compare your tea?
Okay, let me go first on this one. Um, we can't say that they don't put love into their tea. That we can't say because we don't know. But we can only go by the taste. We always go out and we sample teas.
Okay.
And our tea, like Pete was saying earlier, it has like a smooth, soothing taste to it. And that I don't find with the other teas.
Right.
Uh-huh. It just
Hmm.
has that smoothness there. So it's something about the way we make ours that's different than the way they make theirs.
And plus, our tea is 100% on ingredients, natural ingredients. We don't have
Hmm.
no additive, no life shelf that extend life shelf on it.
Yeah.
So everything in our tea is natural.
Hmm.
Right. That's the difference right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
100% difference. Razak?
Okay, so all right, so I was writing down a few things to mix in with this with the questions we have. Okay, so with 49 years of marriage, that's a long time. That's commendable. Um,
Thank you.
could you share a particular moment that you consider a turning point in your life? And I mean this by from when you, I know you had you said the stepmom was making tea, but at the, what was the turning point other than people just saying, "Hey, I like your tea," that actually was like, okay, well, this is going to be become a business. And you said you was doing this for 7 years, so it was something that you kept getting advice on. Like how did you actually get into the creative process? Did you have to patent in your the chemicals of the tea, or how does that work to make a tea?
You want to take that first?
Okay. As we got into the tea, like we said, everyone kept asking for the tea and asking for the tea. So we
Hmm.
said, well, maybe we can sell this tea.
Right.
And so then we said, okay, now we got to get, the products, the bottles, and all of this kind of stuff. We had to go together and get all of this. So we put it together, we bottled the tea, and then we put it out for sale. Well, we didn't anticipate it was going to take off the way it did. And it really took off. People were willing to buy it. So I guess we thought maybe people were not going to buy it, because everyone was getting it for free. We was taking it, to different events and whatever. But when we put it out there to sell, people actually bought it. And so, I mean, it was just blessed. Events, it was
Right.
just blessed.
Okay, and
Right.
with that said, we also went and got a lawyer, and now we got a trademark
Okay, there we
so
go.
that we can be protected. And now, so what we can do now is on our teas, you will see the trademark on there, so that it can always be JT Sweet Tea.
All right. Should I you clapping?
Yeah, I'm clapping, man. I'm clapping for that because I know what that's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Get the trademark. Yeah, I haven't trademarked
Yeah,
anything just yet, but
trademark
I know I
is-
need to get into that. Yeah.
I just got my
So,
approval today, man.
All
yeah,
right.
see, there you
All
go.
Today
right.
I just got approval.
Great.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
when you
got to try
said
to
that, I was
protect.
like, I had to jump in, man. I just got it today. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to protect your stuff. You got to try to
Mhm.
protect your stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is there a way to like okay, so just like offhand for when you do the juice, not to give up your secret or the thing, is there you trademarking the not the way you make it, the process of you making it, or is that goes to the labeling and
That goes
just what you're
to
calling it?
the label. That goes to the label. It's not the way we make it because we refuse to give that out. But it goes to the label of the JT.
Okay. Okay. So all right, let me jump to this. What activities or hobbies bring you the most joy and fulfillment outside of your professional life?
For me, fishing.
Fishing.
Yes.
What you be catching out there?
Usually bluegills and crappie, bass.
Okay.
I don't mess with
Okay.
catfish too much, but if I catch one,
That's lake fishing to me.
yeah. Well, we used to go to Arizona, places like that, Bill Lake.
All right. We know some other guys who we was talking to
Oh my
that
goodness.
do fishing. We might have to go put us a fishing trip together with all
That'll work.
these guys do fishing. And you, man?
Yeah.
And for
Have you
me,
been out to Martinez Lake? Have you been out
No,
there
I
to
haven't been.
Martinez Lake?
No, I haven't been to Martinez.
Yeah, that's out
No.
there. Okay, yeah. That's on the river. That's on the river over there. So yeah. Oh my God. You
for
guys
me,
remind me of me and my wife because she didn't like fishing. She had that scared of the worm until
Well, she
one
don't
day we
like fish.
caught like
She don't
a
like fish
whole
either.
bunch of bluegill.
My wife don't like fishing either, but she'll go, but she ain't gonna do no fishing. She ain't gonna stay long.
Oh, okay. Well, get it. All you
Anyway,
have to do is get her a couple times
mm,
to get that little pull, and it,
and you
oh
hook,
baby,
hook,
I got that pull.
Yeah,
So them bluegills, man, you
they
hooked
fight.
after that.
Yeah, you're right.
A whole bucket of bluegills will get anyone like, oh Lord, we got free food. Go ahead, Razak. I'm just interrupting, man, because they got 49 years, man. This is stuff to be happy and excited about, and plus, it's just exciting. Go ahead, Razak. He's got the questions over there.
For me, my outside enjoyment is baking. I love to bake. My favorite cake is a pineapple cake.
Pineapple cake.
I like baking cakes and pies.
So tea and pie.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And cake.
You guys ever sell it together like that?
No.
No.
We did one time. Yeah, we did one time. My pound cake. My
Oh
pound
yeah,
cakes
we did.
are kind of
We
famous.
did the pound cake one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we sold we just sold out of the pound cake.
Yeah.
Just like the sold out of the tea.
Oh man,
my
you
goodness.
guys got two things going on right there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you better get that pound cake back out there with that tea.
Yeah, and for that one instant, actually the pound cake sold out before the tea.
Yep, it sure did.
Man.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh
that's
man,
pretty good. You might have to get both of those on the show.
Country made, country sweet. Either one, it's gonna get. Oh, the pound cake's one of those things that everybody loves.
Hey, can I take you down the journey
Yes, it do.
of the history of tea?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, sir. Yes,
well, well,
sir.
tea started in 2700 BC, and it started in China. In China, it was told that there was a China emperor sitting up under a tea tree, and the wind was blowing, and while he was boiling water, and some teas fell into his pot, and he liked the color, so he told his people to harvest this tea. And so they went out and they got all the leaves that they could get. But what happened is that some of the leaves started rotting. And so how they remedied that problem, they took and they roasted the leaves. So from that point on, they was created 3,000 varieties of tea today.
3,000.
Yeah.
Man.
Ooh,
Mhm.
And tea right now is the most
wow.
popular, tea right now is the most popular drink in the world behind water. You can find any day in America, you will find 159 million Americans drinking tea on any given day.
Is there and that there's a health good health thing attached to it, like a medical thing,
Yeah,
like
well,
a
tea do have health properties. It's supposed to be good for actually blood, your high blood pressure. Uh,
hmm
tea also is a hydrating, and it's also 99% water anyway, so it's good hydrating for your
right.
body. Uh,
So what would be the most challenging situation you have faced, and how did you navigate through it when making your business?
Within the trademark.
That
Yeah,
was the most
because what
challenging.
happened is that there was somebody else that had JT, but they wasn't selling the liquid part of it. They were just selling dry tea. So our,
Mm,
our our attorney had to go to them and talk to them and see would they okay us to have JT because it would not infringe on their what they were selling. So they agreed, and that's how we came up with the trademark JT.
okay, okay. So okay, with you got 49 years of marriage. You got some other people. I think you believe like when you very first started, excluding or I guess including the stepmom who. So who would be the individuals you look up to as role models or people of influence that aided to your values and your mindset?
Okay, well, actually, I think we look up to our pastor, Pastor Wells, Walter G. Wells,
Hmm
as one of our mentors. And before him, though, we always put, like I said, we always put Jesus Christ first. And we don't have nobody that's above Jesus Christ. So we look at Jesus Christ, and then we look at Reverend Wells.
Okay, okay. And as far as the business part aspects,
As far as the aspects, meaning
the values and your mindset of going into business, would that still be the same two roles?
that
Yeah,
that would
always.
definitely always Jesus first. That would definitely be the mindset.
Hmm
Yeah, and then always Pete has always wanted to have business for himself, you know.
hmm
So I guess that because he was in construction at one time, but he was in construction for himself also.
Right,
So I guess this just fell in line. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself.
right.
Uh huh.
And
So,
Go
you
ahead.
know,
yeah.
we had many people who said that they didn't like tea, but when they taste JT,
Yes.
they say, "Hey, oh man, oh this is different." And let me tell you this: there was a guy that he's a middleweight champion of the world. He never
Okay.
had JT. He tasted our tea, and he called us. Not only did he call us, he talked when he called us. He talked about the tea. He also sent us a book with his autograph in it.
Okay.
And there was this guy named Michael Allen. Most people probably don't know him, but they know his brother, Marcus Allen. He tasted the
Okay.
tea. In some kind of way, he took
Oh
it
yeah.
back. He took it back to his state, unbeknown to us. And next thing we know, we started on the internet. Was the internet? Yeah, on the internet. And what he was saying, JT gets free advertisement. This is the best tea I have ever tasted, made by Joyce Bryant in San Diego.
Yeah, that's advertising. He's probably got a big number of
you know
sales
what?
going after that.
Yeah.
You know the guy that you're talking about. Not only is Marcus Allen the Lincoln High School graduate, Marcus Allen was also a basketball player before he was, as he was playing football. And I used to go watch him play basketball and watch him slam over there at Lincoln High School, which both of my brother and my sister graduated from. And at the same time he did, they went to school and actually went to USC, the college that he went to. But Marcus Allen, Damon Allen, all them Allens, and is a good people too, So that just tells me you're San Diegan. You guys, how long you been there? Just off the top.
About 30,
About 36 years.
Oh, okay. All right, Razak.
Are there specific daily habits or routines that you believe contribute to your productivity and well-being?
A specific day.
specific habit.
No, your day, your daily habits to in your routines to keep your business going and to live life.
Well, the first one is when we get up, before we get up, pray. Pray to cover ourselves, have a covering for our day as before we start. That would have to be our number one. And then as you go throughout the day, you continually in prayer. Continually in prayer.
We also try to walk at least 3 days a week.
Mhm.
About a mile, 2 mile walk.
But she do 2 miles. I only do 1.
Okay,
that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Staying in shape and building up a purse. So when it comes to when it comes to a bucket list, what are some items that you have on your bucket list, and how are you planning on getting them scratched off the list?
Well, let me take it.
Mhm.
Okay, well, the bucket list that I have anyway, is that we want to get this tea actually out there national, and that involves somebody like a distributor, and we also that we believe it, and we also know that this thing is going to happen, and it's not going to happen just for the Bryant family. This thing is going to be so that we can also help other people.
Bless.
Yeah, through the blessing of this tea will be a blessing to other families.
Right. And you, man?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go along with what he just said. We want to get it out there, and like he said, it's going to be a blessing to us. But in that blessing to us, we want to bless others.
Right.
Yeah, we want to give back to others, and it's just going to be a streamline effect. Just the line is just going to
Yes, it will
maneuver its way.
Besides I guess I would say outside of reading the Bible, and is there any specific books or anything that you that gave you perspective on how to make your tea, how to design your logo, to doing these things?
I take that. Yes, my son actually was one that drew the tea labels, and so we worked with him in order to get this label, the one you're looking at now.
Right.
As far as books, there aren't too many books that we read as far as the tea, but we do read books just for relaxation.
Okay. Well, give us some titles. What you be reading?
Okay, I can do that. Let me get. Can you see this? Exceptional Winds. Excellent Winds.
Yes.
And we have the first bell. Let me step away from that.
Okay.
Remember me telling you about the middleweight champion? Okay, this is
Yes.
his book. Answer the
Answer the
bell.
bell.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I like to read a lot of true things, not that make stuff.
Right. Right. Something somebody's actually went through.
Exactly.
And what would be, is there a particular, now reading the books, doing these things, following through with some of the teachings and the guidance that you get from the books, is there a particular life lessons that you have both learned that you would like to pass on to others?
Yes. Treat people like you wanted to be treated. Try to be fair with people.
And also forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is the key. And I go back with that to my stepmother. My stepmother and I, and even because I had three brothers, my stepmother was one of those stepmothers that was truly a stepmother. And there was a lot of forgiveness that had to go on there. And, but through her came the blessing of the tea to us. So, but there had to have been forgiveness going on. Um, I can say that everything that was done to me through and by her, that I have truly forgiven her for. So forgiveness is one great thing that must happen.
In other words, she wasn't a great stepmother.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But there was a blessing that came out of it.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So sometimes, as we pray and we know He has, God works in mysterious ways, as we say.
Right.
Some of the hard lessons that we have learned, it is to take away from a bad, experience and make it into something good.
Hmm.
You don't have to carry that weight on your
Right.
shoulders and let it drag you down. You can actually, absorb it, digest it, and then use that to see as life as a gift and a blessing. And I see that you guys have done that.
Yes.
Keith.
Yeah, I think there's one thing that people, there's a lot of people don't know. In the West Side, from the being from the country, things are just a little different. As far as how we live, how we were raised, and then some of the values that we have. It was, some of it was instilled in us from in a very hard way. We went to church. We made sure that we knew where our place was. Some of the times, with our older parents and everything. Boy, you need to stay out of these grown folks conversations and all of those things that we bring. It changes us. It makes us who we are now. Because we can't tell our kids that now. You try telling your kids to stay out of grown folks conversation, they say, "Well, I'm gonna call CPS because you talking mean to
Exactly.
me," or whatever it is. It's a lot of, it's just there's
Ah,
so many differences that that when I look at it, man, the country. I tell my mom now, she used to whoop us and line us up, and I didn't even do nothing. She's still giving me a whooping and everything. I told her CPS will be on your butt if you're not. Now she said, "Y'all turned out all right, baby." so,
yeah,
so
but
it's just one of those things where people just don't know.
Mhm.
They just don't know that dynamic between what a country life is about and how strong those values are. And like you said, maybe there were whatever issues may have been, you've taken something as a plus out of that and turned it into something that it's possible to be on the shelves in every store that we know. Because I was
Right.
just in I think it was Smart and Final, and I was just looking at a whole bunch of teas and all of the different things and all of the different labels that are on there. And I was thinking about you. I was like, man, there's a way for that to be there too. So it's just a matter of, like you saying, getting that distributor and finding the places that are able to do that. There are some things that, through this podcast and people that we meet and whatnot, they're getting people into Walmart, into Target. Have you thought about looking in those applications, because they work a lot with minority business owners, so they have an application for, especially since you already have a trademark, that you may be able to take your business to one of those type of places that work with the minority community.
Yeah, you know what? We have our pastor actually ran that by us a couple of years ago about Walmart, because he said he knows somebody in Walmart. But at that time, and even right now, we are not ready for Walmart, because Walmart, when they order tea, they don't order no 5 or 6 gallons of tea. You know, so we have to be, and we have to be in a position
To have
to to to
distributors
to
and
have that done. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
Well,
are you making it all by
yeah,
hand
I
then,
understand.
or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yeah.
okay?
Is there a way for you to multiply that into, like, say, drum size? If you have enough understanding of how to make that mixture to be able to support, say, a 50-gallon drum of tea, where then that could be poured into, I don't know, 1,000 different bottles or something like that. Have you mastered that part of the manufacturing of your tea, or are you still trying to perfect that to be able to provide to the masses?
No, you know what? We can do that. We can take that 1 gallon of tea that we make every day, and we can formulate it to make 50 gallons. But you have to have the facility. You have to have the pot or whatever
The
you cooking it
proper
in, the proper
equipment.
the equipment
Yeah.
and all that. And we don't have that right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because what I was just thinking is that I know that there are other facilities that have the bottle, say they're bottling companies, right? They're companies that all they do is bottle substance, whether it's your juice, or whether it's ketchup, or whether it's barbecue sauce. They're
Mhm.
bottling companies. What you end up providing them is your style of bottles, right? And they
Mhm.
will just whatever, it's kind of using their tanks and their, whatever formula of water or whatever, mixture you come in, they will run your bottles through. So is that the kind of industry or kind of distributor you're looking for, where you need help in trying to find that type of
You,
distributor?
you're 100% right. That's what we need. Something along that line.
Right. Right.
And someone also then to
Okay.
take over the making of it.
Okay.
They would do that. They want to, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, you definitely don't want them to have rights to whatever they're doing. They're
Right.
not going to have any rights to it. But I've only say that because I've seen someone else that was trying to do that same thing with a product they had, and I know that there are companies out there that strictly are just bottle companies. Their job is only to accept what bottles you want and put whatever you want in it. And so that is an avenue out there that can be done for that. So have you looked at, or tell me a little bit about the tea in reference to whether you put it in a glass container that you want to sell it in, or a plastic container? Your tea, does it matter?
Mm-mm.
No, you know what? We have always used the plastic. Uh, we don't necessarily want to deal with the glass because of the fact that it's easily broken. Where plastic is more flexible. So we chose plastic over the glass.
Okay.
It hasn't affected your taste or your tea to your knowledge. Have you tried it? I mean, do you store it at home in your own container? I saw a picture of your big teapot, and so I just wondered, have you guys, like when you pour yourself a glass of tea and with the ice and your tea in there, have you noticed it, having, would it be different to you, or would it be just something, just a matter of easy to be able to sell, and the the plastic container the way you have it?
No, we have not tasted any difference after we make it and put it in a plastic container, and even when you pour it over ice, there's still no difference. And I think that's due because everything we have, like I said, is a natural ingredient.
Show us the jug.
Well, the jug itself is just a plastic jug. It's a PET jug.
Just the jug you have right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This jug right
Yeah,
here.
well, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and show us that?
Yeah. This is the jug that we make the tea. When we make the tea, we put it in. And when we make the tea, we also have a commercial refrigerator that we put them in so they stay cold. And when we take them out to deliver to people, they can drink them right then, so that they don't have to put them in the refrigerator and get cold. And even we sell them to people. We tell them, say, look, make sure you put them in the refrigerator. Yeah, and it's on the label also. Keep refrigerator. And this will stay in your refrigerator for about 3 weeks before it go bad.
Yeah, thank you. What is that? A little honey thing on the jar on the bottom right there?
On the bottom right here.
That's
that's the glass. That's the glass.
Oh, that's the glass.
Yeah, that's the glass.
Glasses of water.
That's the design that my son did.
And these are droplets.
Those are droplets of tea.
Droplets of tea coming from the tea leaf.
Yeah.
Going down into the glass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Woo-woo. See, like right now, it's droplets. Seems like that's cold already, man.
It is.
It seems like it needs to be drunk right now, man.
Yeah. Would you like a glass?
Yeah.
Oh, that's What? You're right about that.
Sit over.
You're right about that. Yes, I do. I'll be seeing you on the 25th to make sure that I get some. I know you're gonna be there, Kate. Pop up 10 over there. I want to be there. Do you guys? I guess that's one of the reasons why you want to get you. I don't know if this will help with your website and stuff like that, because then you can ship that tea out to people once you got that website built. I know you're saying it's a lot of work trying to keep up with orders like that, but could you do that, or would that just require you to do what to be able to have that type of distributing capability? Yeah,
we had a couple of customers to say, can you deliver that to a different state? And yeah, we can do it, but the thing is, it's going to cost them way more than what the tea will cost them to have shipped
there. However, we have shipped a few bottles, and then the cost went up.
Yeah.
So they weren't willing to pay that extra shipping to receive it.
Yeah, that's a refrigerated truck and all that type of stuff. The distance.
Yeah.
But
you're ended up paying more to deliver it than they are paying.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we do have people that come from different states that will buy it and take it back with them. But they put coolers in their van, the car, whatever they're driving, and they will take it back with them. So they said, man, we can't get no tea like this.
Yeah, that sounds pretty special, man. I'm kind of like, I'm wondering.
I'm just wondering, man.
I'm curious. I want to drink. I'm like, let me taste this stuff right here.
Yes.
Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why they, how you can do that where it won't be so much.
I don't know. We have not ran that down yet, but we are still searching and trying to find ways to reduce that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then the flavors of tea that we have right now, we have our regular sweet tea, we have our mint sweet tea, we have our lemonade sweet tea, and we have orange sweet tea.
4 flavors.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are. I'm surprised you guys don't have it. That's a big accomplishment right there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good, Keith.
4 different teas.
Yeah, 4 different flavors.
People
really
4 different flavors. Have you Are you working on some new ones? Are
We
you working on
are,
some new ones?
we are,
Mhm.
but we won't put them out there until we feel
That
that
is
is,
significant.
yeah, that is up to our par, our taste.
Right. Right.
Well, shoot, man. Well, I don't know. Whatever you got out there right now should be out there all over the world because I don't know. I just think that that's got to be something that's a major part of you know getting your tea out there because it's so much that that you have the ability to do with it, because when I tasted something before, my sister had, and then I was there watching everybody buy your tea, and then you guys were sitting there, you ain't had no more tea. I was like, they sold out of tea. They sold out of tea. Everybody said they sold out of tea. They don't have no more tea. And I'm thinking to
Man.
myself, I'm sitting there like, there's got to be a way for you to get that stuff out to the masses, man. If they're buying it up like that, but I guess all of that stuff is research and doing all that. And when, like you say, you both are just doing this yourself, it becomes a lot of work. So let me ask you, do you feel overwhelmed when you guys are doing your business? Do you feel as if this is something that you can keep up with, or do you find that you need to get help?
No, we always feel overwhelmed because it's not easy for just two people to fill the orders sometimes that we get, and and we contemplate a lot of time on getting help, but that and getting help, we don't want to nobody to come in and spy, take see what we're doing, and take it back out. So that's why
That's
we
right.
hesitate. That's why we hesitate about getting help until we get to the point where we can get it distributed, a distributor or something like that. It's going to be hard for us to even accept anybody coming in our homes to even try to get help.
Right.
So
Right.
right now there are some nights that we're up all night long making tea,
Hmm.
and so like tired, yeah, we're tired, but we're gonna get that job done.
Like right now, we got a 200, 200 orders,
200 orders,
200 orders coming up, and then we got
100
a
orders
100
coming
orders
up,
coming up,
and then we got what the
Mm,
and,
smallest one is, what the 50
and
orders.
then the smallest one we have is 50 orders.
man, that's business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
business.
Yeah.
I'm sitting
Well,
here and I'm
man,
thinking
you know
like
what? It's time.
truck driver. You got a truck. You gonna need a truck driver, refrigerated
Yeah.
truck,
Refrigerator.
travel routes,
Yep.
Yeah.
your insurance on all
Yeah,
that,
we're
distribution, manufacturing, the supplies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing. You're gonna be. Yeah, that's a lot you guys doing, and you got that many orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of pay. You got to pay out to
Yeah.
even get that to
Yeah.
fill the supplies first.
well,
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot
So
it's
going
that's
called
on.
a
why.
non-disclosure agreement.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Non-disclosure
There you go.
agreement. That's what
There
it's
you go.
called.
There you go.
Everybody that even gets near you, they got to sign a non-disclosure
Mhm.
agreement, and then you charge them $1 million if they say something. So then after that, maybe they can have a couple secrets, but they don't have the whole secret. They got a couple secrets for $1 million. But they ain't gonna want to do that. But man,
The whole
it's
secret.
hard. It's hard when you're doing
Yeah.
something that is when you're doing something that has that kind of um, you know closeness of the secret and what it's made of. You really can't trust anybody to do that
Can't,
until you can put it
can't,
in a
you
place
cannot.
where it can be mass produced and you still hold a secret and you
Mhm.
still
Right.
hold the secret. you know
Right.
We was in Louisiana Fried Chicken right here off of National for several years, and the owner name was Reggie.
what what
Yeah, yeah, we was
Yeah.
there with, and Reggie. So Reggie, this is how we came by Reggie. Preacher Man was doing his advertisement for JT Sweet Tea, and he heard it on the radio. We was out, me and my wife, one day, and Reggie seen us talking to somebody, I guess, and the tea came up, and Reggie said, "Oh, you guys are JT Sweet Tea. Y'all, I've been looking for you guys. I've been looking for you guys." And he said, "I want to put you guys in my store." So Reggie, we said, "What kind of store you got?" "I got a chicken place over here, man. Louisiana Fried Chicken." So we got it in there, and then he called us back after about a week and said, "Hey, man, These people come here and all they buying is tea. I sell chicken over here. He said they just buying up all the tea. So
Yeah.
it was hard for us. It was hard for us to get in there. So
Man.
so when he left, he said, "Hey Pete, I'm gonna ask you a question, man, and I want you to answer. Can I buy your JT from you guys?" I said, "No,
Man.
we don't want to sell it." He said, "Man, you guys don't know." And so he left. He sold his business, left, went to Temecula or somewhere, and opened up something else up there. But we can't deliver up there because of the cost it would cost him in order for us to take it up there.
Right. I wonder if you
Wait,
can get one of those little vendor things.
Pete.
Mm-hmm.
You ever guys think of incorporating into one of those little vendor things?
Incorporated.
Like a soda, like they have the soda wings. You got the little sandwich dispenser things that you can go and put in there.
Yeah.
You guys ever think of making a smaller one and then see if you can put it in there at least?
You know what? It's funny that you said that because I've been looking and I've been still looking for a machine that's a desktop. Because my goal was to put it in every hair salon that I know.
Right.
And with the machine, would you have to pay the machine and the machine just kick it out to you? But I haven't found it. They do have them.
Yeah, that might be a way to start though. That might be a way to start.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah, vending is one of those things that you can definitely do to get your product out. Just finding the right vending machine, and that keep them cool and be able to get them in a place that's going to be not, some people don't, how much space you're taking up, how much electricity you're using, all of those different things there. But I live here in Temecula, man. You want me to bring them up when I come up? Come down there. I come down there every other day. I got family down there. I live right up here in Temecula, wherever he's at. I'm gonna personally deliver it to him. No charge, because I want to get it out there, get it out to the people, and I want to be one of those guys. You say he was my free delivery guy that brought the TD up to Temecula, and now it's all over the world. I don't want you to be hindered by the fact that you think Temecula is far. It's an hour away, or maybe 45, 50 minutes away. But I come down there, man, and bring that tea up. And I got a trailer too. I got a trailer. I'll load them up on a trailer. You can bring, you can bring about 6 months supply up here, man. Tell them to keep it cool. As long as it's cool, it's good, right?
Yeah.
It's still gonna be good. It's still 3 weeks, no matter if it's still
and
good. Shoot, man. Keep them in the refrigerator. Matter of fact, freeze them.
Yeah, you can.
Freeze it.
Yeah, exactly. You can do that, and then you have a longer lifespan. But there was one guy that talking about the machines again. There was one guy that located, and he didn't want to sell the machine. He wanted me to pay him for the machine and then pay him a percentage of what I made.
Oh man!
So I said, no, we ain't going there.
Nah.
Yeah, that's this. I mean, well, buying the machine and paying the person who you bought it for a percentage of what you sells. Yeah, that sounds.
Well, no, he didn't want to sell the machine. He just wanted to rent it out.
Yeah,
okay.
Then he wanted a percentage of what of the gross.
Well, yeah, that's.
Yeah, those vending machines ain't no joke, man. I got a couple of vending machines that I run. I used to have soda and chip machines, and I sell all that stuff. I got vending machines out right now, and I'll be honest with you, they empty. I'm too lazy to go fill the damn machines up to get my quarters because they and my wife didn't like going and get those quarters. I had 30 vending machines, and she didn't like going and get the quarters. So
wow,
I don't know. I would have, it's hard to keep up on those vending machines. But once I don't want to sell them though. That's the problem. I don't want to sell them, and I don't want to fill them.
They're just on the shelf.
They just sitting around. I want somebody else to do all that.
Now, see, that was a connection right there. Now, at some point in time, JT, you can buy in bulk some of his machines, get them off your hands. especially if they're
my
sitting
machines,
around, you're not using them.
my machines.
Man.
I have a few soda machines and candy machines, chip machines, stuff like that. But my wife is deceased, man, and all that stuff that we were doing together. Every time I see one and touch one and go through it, I get that feeling, So I kind of like, I kind of leave all that stuff alone, and it's kind of, I don't know, I haven't been able to jump over that hoop yet, as far as trying to figure out my life without her, but. But yeah, I just think that, there's got to be ways for you to get that tea out there, and God has a way. He's gonna find a way for you, and He's gonna give you the knowledge and how to do that. And next thing you know, it's all gonna come together, and it's all gonna come together. And yeah, you ain't gonna be able to handle it. You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be, oh my God, my tea's everywhere, honey. What trip are you planning on going on? We ain't going back. We ain't going back east. We got to go somewhere else. Might be traveling overseas somewhere right here. I know that's what you're thinking.
We're gonna be the guy like the guy. We're gonna be like the guy that's a Super Bowl. We're going to Disneyland. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, I don't mind, man, because Disneyland is expensive. Disneyland ain't cheap. Or you go to Disneyland, that's like spending $100,000. Trying to go to Disneyland and mess around, man. Boy, that's an expensive place. But hey, if you can get there on JT, hey, why not? Why not, man? Limousine, who's that man over there, Mom? Who's that man over there? Oh, that's JT. That's JT's. That's the owner. Oh, y'all, how y'all doing?
I just noticed that when I was talking to you right now, I'm kind of calling you JT is your name of your stuff, but I'm calling you like JT, like that's your name, like
That's okay.
You
know what? When we go to
that's good advertisement.
Yeah, when we go to Food for Less, the guy that working there, the cashier. Hey, JT. Hey, JT.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? So we used to that. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me say this. In the Bible it say, speak things as it already in existence. And we do it all the time. I always said that JT is going to be in store after store and in house after house. And I believe that. I really believe that.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on your way to that.
I believe that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe that too. That's why I'm speaking it, because I want to be to say JT was on KF&JF podcast before he got in that store and went to Disneyland. now he's at Disneyland. Now he's at Disneyland running around. He don't know nobody now. He don't know nobody. I go over there and say, "Hey JT, how you doing, man? How you doing? Hey, right on. Hey man, you remember me? You don't remember me, man? God darn it, JT, man, that guy right there, man. He's in every store, and man. He gonna be like Walmart. He's gonna be on every corner and every store.
Seriously, you two guys is the first one that we have ever did anything like this before, and believe me and rest assured that you will not be forgotten.
Oh yeah, well, they're going to always be able to play this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, man. I'm happy.
Is there? We have a question on marketing trends. Is there? I'm not too sure if this even applies because you have your own original formula going on. But is there any trends as far as like what resources and publications do you find as far as valuable when it comes to the business?
Not right off in hand that we can think of. No.
Okay. Well, how did you like? Okay, I guess the question is like, how do you like the packaging that it comes in, the jugs that it comes in? You know what I mean? Is there anything I know you said over glass versus plastic, but is there any research involved in deciding how, like, the longevity, is it what is it called, biodegradable, you know what I mean, landfills and all that stuff?
No, you know what turned us to plastic? Because when we was going out to different stores and testing tea and buying tea from different places and all that, everybody had it in plastic. You might see a few of them in bottles, but the majority of them in plastic. So we just took the key after them and just put it in plastic. The plastic don't make it longevity or anything. It's the ingredients that you put in there.
Okay. Okay. That's right. That's right. Um, can you identify opportunities for growth or distribution within your industry?
Hmm. Uh, I think what you mean. One of our plan is to getting into Walmart, if that's what you're saying. Uh,
Hmm.
and to do that, like I said, you have to have everything in line. You just can't go up to Walmart and say, "I want to get in Walmart," or you might know somebody in Walmart, and still could get you in there. But if you can't fulfill the order, you're gonna be out of Walmart. So our plan is to put it into every store that's possible in every home that's possible.
Right. Okay. Okay. Keith, you got something?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what size is? How did you come about the size to come, for distributing? I don't know if you got a 16 ounce and you got the gallon. Did you decide to not have like a 24-ounce can or something like that? How did you come on that size?
Okay, the sizes that we have right now,
Started with
we
yeah.
started with the gallon sizes. And then people was asking, well, do you have smaller sizes? So that's when we really looked into the different stores to see the different sizes that there were. So we got the 16 ounces, and then we have the 8 ounces,
Oh, look at
and
that.
then we have half gallons.
Yeah, Galen.
And this is all along with the
Okay.
gallon size itself.
And actually the 8 ounces, it was not for sale, but it got so popular, everybody wanted those, so we started actually selling these.
Yeah,
Then
Oh,
we
okay.
used to give these away. What we did with 8 ounces is that anybody in our church,
promotional,
yeah, anybody in our church passed away, uh, at the uh,
the
at
repass.
the repast, we would take tea down there in this 8 ounce, and we just
Pass.
give it to 'em.
Hmm.
And so
Oh man.
that's how this 8 ounce became popular. Everybody wanted it. Well, we used to just give this away to people that was in agreement. Uh,
Not bereavement. But
bereavement.
yeah, but not
Yeah.
only that, when we would go out to different events and stuff, we would take some of these 8 ounce sizes and we would just give them out. We would just give them
Okay.
out. Just randomly, we would just give them out. But then people started with like the birthday parties, anniversary parties, different events that they wanted to have. But then they said, but we want the small bottle. We want the 8 ounce bottles. And then we said, well, now we got something else. So now we got to sell these. So now
Yeah.
that is one of our popular sellers, the 8 ounce.
Yeah, that looks like that could be in the schools or something, you know what I mean? Or
Right,
like
right,
a little convenience store or something.
right. And we do
Yeah.
have ladies that buy these for their children, the 8 ounce size,
Mhm.
for their lunch
Right.
boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Let
It
me
might
ask
not
you,
be
could you put
relevant.
little? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you heat? Can you drink it hot, or is it made only to be cold?
No,
Like
no,
say.
no. In the wintertime, anytime it's cold, you can heat it up and drink it hot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Go ahead, Keith.
You know how they have those little 6-pack thing? A little rubber thing you snap over and
Mhm.
carry them like a little 6-pack.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
have those? Like you do that too? Oh,
No,
yeah. Okay. Okay. For the smaller ones, or even for the bigger ones.
We
no.
don't have the snap things to put over it, but we do sell them.
Yeah.
Um, people will call and they'll ask for 6 or they'll ask for 12 or whatever. We do sell them like that.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
uh,
I was
we
wondering if you had, because you could get that little sleeve that go over it. You can get that little sleeve that go over it, and then you can, you know, you could sell them to stores like that already, kind of
right.
packaged that way. I don't know if you thought about that or saw that, you know,
No.
you know. And then,
We'll write
and
that down on our list.
This is a tray that we usually sell the 16 ounce. I mean, it's 8 ounces in the 16 ounces in, and it's usually like 24 in here.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you deliver them in the tray.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys got
Okay.
it.
All right. So is that
You
something
guys are borderline.
you leave the tray?
Right there on the borderline.
No,
No, we don't leave the tray.
the tray comes back to
Yeah,
us.
they're right there.
That's going to cost them more than.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering because I don't know, man. Every store I went to, they be returning them trays. Like if they don't, they're gonna get charged extra for them trays.
Right.
So that's what but that's all right. I mean, you have a way of delivering. You're right there, like Razak said. I mean, it's just to me, I feel like it's just another step that you're maybe missing, but not really missing. It's just whether or not, there's a couple factors, right? One, are you going to let somebody in to help you? And that factor is, are they going to be trustworthy? Are they going to be trustworthy for you to be able to let them be that close to your tea? And then the other part is, once you get past that other hoop, which is, being able to get in the store or other places in a large quantity, can you produce it? Do you have a place, or can you research a type of drum or a mixing tumbler, as they would say, so you can mix it all and it has a spot on it where you can fill it all out? Because they got these big old plastic things they use for water, right? It's the same kind of thing you would do to mix your tank. It's just that you would it would just have to turn the mix. And then once it gets to your sweetener, what it is, you're all you're doing is filling up containers and putting them on and doing it yourself. Seem like you're just one step away from that, and that may require, turning your backyard into, a he shed and a she shed.
A distiller. Turn it into a
What do you think
distiller.
about that? You're right. To a stiller, but then you might have some problems. Then you might have some problems with the city, because they're gonna start thinking you over there making some wine. And if they know where you from, they might have, they're gonna say, yeah, you from the South. You know how to turn that into wine in about 5 minutes. 1 minute is tea, the next minute is wine. So you gotta definitely be careful with them Southern girls. My grandfather was a winemaker, so you gotta be careful. So I'm really like, go ahead, Razak. I stepped in on you.
No, there's I'm just, the more I'm listening to you guys, I'm just thinking of ways of how we can assist in the process of maybe advocating, advertising, or fundraising some of these things that you guys will need to because just like you said, I mean, you guys are so, I mean, the way that you guys are doing it right now, in the sense, it's you're missing just as far as I just wrote down, you're really just missing manufacturing. You have to mass produce that stuff, and once you're able to do that, then everything else is going to fall apart, fall in place. But each working part, like I was writing down, the truck driver, the thing is just like this, and I wonder if I don't know. We asked you something like this, but I don't know if you actually can. Can you patent can you patent these mixtures? So even if you do bring somebody in, they can't go and sell the formula because it's patent. I mean, I don't know if that's the word for it, but I was going to see if or have you guys looked into that? Is that even possible?
Yeah, you can't patent. You can only do a trademark on this particular thing.
On the actual ingredients and how you make it, you can't.
Now on the actual ingredients, I don't know if you can patent that or not. I have to look into that, but I know for sure that you can't patent just straight out like it is right now. You would have to have somebody to look into it, a lawyer more than likely to look into it, seeking that be done. But right now, we know that only thing we can do right now is a trademark.
Right.
Now
Yeah,
you could
that's
patent the
You can patent the
sorry,
design.
but you could patent the drink. You can patent the drink. The only thing is that it's like a chemical component, right? So you basically you're saying this component you patent your recipe, so to speak, and for this particular tea, you can copyright that. You can patent it because there is teas out there and other types of drinks that are patent, and also they have their trademark for their name. Let's go to green tea or something like that, right? It's green tea, but some people have different things in their green tea, so they're patenting that particular formula-based green tea or formula-based tea. Yeah, I think you could do
Yeah,
that,
I think you can patent the ingredients. Yeah,
or you could
the
just
way it's made.
copyright the
Yeah,
recipe. Go and yeah,
yeah. Hopefully, because
yeah,
that
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 would be one
seems
of
like
those things that
that's the only thing missing. But just like you say, you never know. People are always looking to get over.
yeah,
I mean, you never know who's going to come into the folds with the main purpose of getting the formula and selling it to a big name company.
exactly.
If and
Exactly.
even if you like, and the thing of a small black owned business is the success rate of which you can elevate. Somebody is in the corporate level could try to come in, step in, and be like, hey, I want to buy you out. What I mean, and think a check for $1 million or $2 million is going to cover the lifelong I guess this because you guys are saying like from years ago you guys have been making this stuff and you guys been drinking it and then 7 years in business and you got years of life left and somebody's just going to say, hey, take this money right now and then don't worry about it, we're going to do what we're going to do with it. But you're like, no, there's more meaning to the tea than just making some tea. It got history in it.
It
What I
is.
mean, it gets it's
Yeah.
an emotional thing. It's a family recipe, what it sounds like. What I mean, and that gives it even more value. What I mean, and I'm just writing down stuff to see if in the future we can try to assist you guys in, or maybe the people that we run into, we can try to because a truck driver, delivery driver, just like Keith said, some of these things is just a thing of asking some people who might have a truck.
Yeah.
Find some people with a refrigerated truck, or they're a truck driver. They might not have the truck.
yeah,
It might be
yeah,
just
yeah. I just wrote, yeah.
mm-hmm.
And you know
No,
what?
I think, huh?
And you know
Yeah.
what? You're
I
right.
just wrote that down. The refrigerator truck.
Mm. And you know what? $2 million is nothing because the tea business is over $8.7 billion a year.
Mm-hmm.
And Lipton tea,
All you want is 1%. All you
yeah,
want is 1%.
Lipton tea itself sell $289 million a year.
Right,
So $2 million ain't nothing.
right. And see that's what
Yeah,
and I like when people can hold on to that value, because what you're doing is your life. It's not just a hobby. We have a question that's a hobby, but this
it
isn't
is
a
the
hobby for you.
legacy.
This is a life. What I mean, that the tea is making it, and the daily thing, the prayer that goes into it. What I mean, this is your life. This is like a life thing. This is like getting up and going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth.
Right.
This is you're living the JT's tea. What I mean? I like it. I like it. I just I wonder, like in the next couple of days or so, maybe we can have Keith or something, drive on out there and pick up something. We need a case or something, man. I got got a couple of
Hey, I'm
dollars.
no problem.
I cash app you some dollars.
Hey, then you ain't gotta do that. But look. All we need to know is where you guys at. We'll get it to you. All you need to do is just tell us where to get it,
I
to you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keith,
Yeah, so
Keith,
Keith,
you got some?
So Keith, what you do?
One
Keith,
of the
give
things.
He was asking you something, Keith.
Give
Oh
us
yeah,
that
oh yeah. No worries, man.
and
We
we'll take
want to help too. We want to support.
Oh, well, that's all. I
All right, I
appreciate that.
appreciate it, but we want to support you. We want to be able to find we want to find ways to, you've already been doing this. You already know people like it. You already know you got a customer base out there that's buying from you, that likes your tea. I just was writing the cool truck down because I was thinking, man, if you had your own, say, little mini little truck that cooled up, you could be ripping and running around delivering your own tea to,
Exactly.
Temecula and,
Mhm.
Poway and all these places where Mira Mesa, where the military base is, and down on 32nd Street, where you can get over there and get it into some of those places. Man, you mess around and have trucks driving all around, and I'll be looking on the freeway one day, seeing what this JT, what is that? Where they going? And I see that already.
Yeah.
I see you already flowing up and down the freeway going like this. JT, little truck, little coolers on the back, the black dude in there driving because working him overtime to get this tea out. And so I know that the possibilities are so great with what you got going on. I'm excited for you, but I'm also excited because this is what this podcast sometimes, we are lucky to be interviewing you, and we're grateful for all of that, because we're learning something. At the same time, we are seeing the hard work and what you're putting into the business, how you're making the decisions to, hold on to something that means and has a value to you, how you intend to see your legacy for your family and what that means. Like you say, $1 million to $2 million ain't nothing. If you make it $280 million a year, why would I stop? Because that, just like she say, that trickles down all the way through the family, unit, and they never have to struggle. Why should they have to struggle if you're able to provide that and come up with something? That's the whole thing about the legacy of our people, right? They worked so hard, they bought the land, they did all these things to try to help make it better for the next generation. So I just see this tea as having such a powerful impact on not only yourself and your family and everything, but on all the people that are out there trying to see that they can take an idea, or they can take one of those family trinkets and whatever it is, and do something with it. Don't sit on it. Like you said, whatever happened, you learn something. It benefited. So, and I'd like you guys to talk a little bit about being a Black business owner. How do you see that, and what would you tell some of the people that are out there that are, that on the couch, man, they got ideas, their kids got ideas, but they're not, they're not moving forward with any of that, and they could be younger. Okay, talk a little bit about that dynamic that you guys are having, or able to talk about.
On that, I would say to them, don't just sit on the couch. Don't just sit on that idea, because that idea that you have will go out there and prosper, but only if you get up off of the couch. So don't just sit on it, because you can make it grow. You can make it grow.
Okay, and I think any ideal that you get is really not your ideal. It's an ideal that's given to you by God, and anything that God give you is prosper. So don't ever say that I am too old, I can't do this, I can't do that. If God give you an ideal, it's an ideal that He given you not only for you and your family, but for other families to be a benefit of too also. So no, when you get an ideal, go to the limit. You stand by that idea and you fight for it, and you work with it, and sooner or later it's gonna happen for you.
Right, man. I like the way you said that.
Talk a little bit about being a Black business owner.
Well, to me, being a Black business
Talk about
owner,
being a Black business owner. Talk about just that.
yeah, being a Black business owner to me is that if you look at your people before you, we had Wall Street, we had all these other Black businesses, and these Black folks were proud to have their business. So that in me is the same spirit that they had, I have. You have a Black business, you can do your hours, your time, when you want to, how you want to, as long as you give respect to others. Your time is just as valuable as anybody else's time, and it's even valuable when you own your own business.
Right.
You said it.
Wow.
You said
Wow.
it.
You know, all I can see, because I got you on full screen, I see a proud woman over there saying, she's smiling over there saying, you know what? My man is talking the right stuff right now.
And
All
that
right, all
is.
right, all right. I like that. You know, I like that, and I think that that's one of those things that we have to continue to show people. We have to continue and to bring people like you to the platform, because that's what our young people need to see. And I'd like to ask you a question, just maybe if you don't mind answering it. Here at KF&JF podcast, our whole thing is to uplift small businesses, right? Is to bring everybody together and to try to build a networking, just similar to what you're talking about when you talk about Black Wall Street, right? You're talking about all of the things that were done and was torn down. Well, we're trying to build slowly places where we can go and buy from a Black business owner, a Black person that's owned tea, a Black person that's a real estate, a Black person that's the author, a Black person that does craft. All of this stuff within the podcast are things that we're doing to bring that notices, people to be noticing and try to use those other businesses. Can you help us understand a little bit about that impact of what we're doing and what we can do differently that might be able to make this podcast better, and how you see it?
Well, and you guys doing a great job, man. Like I said before, this is the first time we ever did anything like this, and you guys make us feel real comfortable in doing this. And there's not too much that you can do to really improve upon it. But I know that most people that want to get into business, they sometimes, and we hesitated about coming to you guys, but right now, we're glad that we did. And I guess if people would just give you guys a chance and let them see what you can do, that they would be more than glad that they did made that step towards you guys.
And just like he said, it's the comfort zone also. So you guys have made us feel very comfortable. So when you feel very comfortable, it's easy to talk. It's easy to communicate.
Right.
Mhm.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I can't thank you enough for that. We definitely appreciate that. I actually want to be able to give you guys a couple of things to do as well. Can you give our audience a little bit of advice? What advice would you give them, just off the fact of what we've talked about and being a business owner? What are some of your key takeaways from not only our conversation, but how people can go forward in their business?
Well, I'm just going to kind of summarize what we have said. First of all, you have to have God. So that's your starting point right there. That's your focal point. And then from there, we just talked about you have to have forgiveness. You can't carry around grudges because that will only hinder you. And what was the other thing that you said? Forgiveness.
That's okay. Good.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm starting there, so you take it from here.
You try to
You smiled. There you go.
hurry up and get off. But no. I think anytime you have an idea that comes to you, like I said before, it's not your idea, it's God's idea. He gave it to you, and it's up to you to step it forward and keep it moving. And anything that comes from God is always going to be perfect and in order. There will not be no confusion or any bickering about it. So if you have an idea, for everybody that's out there, don't hesitate on it. Just go ahead and step out in faith, and God will show you the way, and He will give you everything that you need. Now, like the two gentlemen that's talking to us right now, we are tied up with just a little notch as to go national, but God gonna give us that at His timing.
His timing is perfect.
His timing. That's right. So if you have something,
That's right.
faith in it and keep walking.
Right. Appreciate you.
Like, similar to what God says, walk by faith, not by sight. So therefore,
Right.
that's what we have to do, And I see that as one of the things that is powerful in what you guys have been talking about and doing that. Can you tell me a couple of things or something that you're excited about right now? What has really got you excited going forward in your business? What's giving you some of those things like, man, I can't wait for this to come out because this is exciting.
Well, I am excited about this podcast right now because you know what? It's steps like this that we need in order to go forward, and everything that you guys can do for us will be more than appreciated. And anytime you have a situation like this podcast, it always be a plus. So we appreciate you guys and everything that you've done and everything that you plan on doing for us. And believe me, like I said, rest assured, it will not be forgiven, not forgotten.
Okay.
And then I would like to say that um, every order that we do is always a plus with us. It's always exciting because we never know what's going to come out of that order. We could have an order for, let's say, 25 bottles. But out of that 25 bottles, we could be blessed for an order of 100 bottles. So every order that we take, every order is on our heart to always do the best.
And I'm thinking back on that too. There was a church event just happened maybe 2 weeks ago, and we provided the tea, and it was all females. And this lady that drunk the JT, she took an empty bottle, she took a picture of it, and she wanted to go around to people. Who made this tea? Who made this tea? And so we was at Kathy,
Got this pop up.
Kathy pop up, and somebody said, "Well, those are people that made the tea." So she come running over there. And she had this empty bottle. And she said, "I have been looking for you guys. I have been looking for you guys. I need to get this tea. I need to get this tea." And she said, "This is the best tea I ever had." And she said, and she had the empty bottle, and she told us about how she was at the church function, and she said that this tea is the bomb.
So every order, no matter how big or how small, every order is important to us.
I think you guys are, I can see why that, you have a relationship for so long. There's so much in respect for each other and what you're doing. And I think that that's one of those things that, I'm so happy to see. And I just wish the best going forward in that way. But it's a couple of more things I would like for you to do. I'd like you guys to look into this camera and tell me the name of your business. Tell me your email. Tell me your phone number. So all of that goes out to everybody that's listening to this podcast.
Okay, we are JT Sweet Tea.
Country made, country
sweet.
sweet.
Our email address, rollingpen@hotmail.com, which is spelled ROLLINGPEN @hotmail.com. Phone number is
619-549-4071.
that is JT Sweet Tea.
Country made, country sweet. Get yourself a glass of that country made, country sweet. Set yourself out there on the porch and you just wave like they do back in the country. Every car that go by, just wave, just drink tea.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Not many people know about that wave at every car that goes by, but I know about that wave, man, because I go home to visit and they ain't seen me in a long time, and I don't even know who they are. But every time,
That's right. That's what they do.
They all waving, boy. They waving on the porch, going back and forth, waving at me. I'm like, Grandpa, who's that? Oh, that's old cousin Lola. Oh, that's old cousin Ola. Oh, that's old aunt. I'm like, I don't know them as my auntie. Oh boy, that's been raised. You said she was a little boy. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm afraid to get out of the car because I've been, sitting here in California so long. But that is just such a grounded kind of statement to be made, because people that recognize that, they know right off the top. Soon as you say waving, and they pass you by, that only comes from the South. That only comes
That's
from
right.
back there,
Exactly right.
and
Mhm.
the tea, country sweet, country made, that only comes from back there.
Mhm.
That whole um, um, I want to say package that you're representing with your tea is just so awesome, man. And I tell you, we are so happy and grateful that you came onto the show and took the time. We did a little piece for you guys before. You didn't get a chance to see it, but you can go there, because when I first met you, I was filming with my
Right.
phone and whatnot. But I like to have you also take this moment and talk about anything that we didn't get a chance to ask you, some things that you may want to get across to the audience that we may have not mentioned in our interview.
Yeah. Pastor church.
Hmm.
Church.
The church.
Uh, I think we mentioned our pastor, but we didn't ever get the name of our pastor in our church, Walter G. Wells, and our church is Mount Airy Baptist Church.
Oh,
I've heard his name before. Walter G. Wells. I've heard his name before. He still the pastor?
Yes, he's been the pastor for 51
51
years
years.
now.
Okay,
51 years.
51 years. Wow,
Mhm.
wow, wow. I've
Mm.
I've heard the name from our last guest mention his name too. You remember that, Razak?
You know what? I think, yeah, that's why it sounded
Yeah, I
familiar,
think you
huh?
remember
Well,
that
you
too.
guys probably go to the same church and probably didn't never even met each other though.
Was it
Yeah,
Zachary?
yeah,
Not
yeah.
the guy who does the barbecue, right?
When we're talking, well, you know who he is. I'll tell you who he is. Jason, he was cooking the food there.
Oh,
Jason.
He was
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
cooking the
yeah,
food last week
Jason. Yeah, Jason. Yeah.
Some mighty
at
good food.
Kathy's
Yeah.
at
Seville.
Kathy's spot.
Seville.
We just interviewed him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
just interviewed him, and
Hmm.
he was a really good guy. Had a really good interview. So I like to give Razak a last couple of words to see if he has anything that he would like to add. Razak, why don't you go ahead on and take over, and anything like you like to add.
Well, I just want to extend an invitation for you guys to reach out to us. Stay connected. A lot of people who we interview from time to time. They may have resources available, or references that can help you guys out. Me myself. I know you guys are not really into the internet and getting the web page and stuff like that out. But it's always good to have that visual too, so people can search you up. And I think a lot of things that you got that I wrote down, as far as what you guys would need to, just expand, it's just a matter of a budgeting, and see where you have to start. Keith has vending machines. What I mean? So there's probably somebody else. If we go down the lineup of other people that we did interviews with, there might be some way we can collaborate something together. What I mean, and push it out that way, not to where everybody's always, like you say, not we don't want to constant. People want to make money, but it's not about like saying, hey, what can I get out of you? What can I get out of you?
Mhm.
We try to deal with people who actually genuinely want to help the next person progress. What I mean? It's not, of course you want to make some kind of money for yourself in a runtime, but it's not always just, hey, give me something, then I'll help you. It's more like, okay, let me see if I can assist you. What I mean, we're going to give you ideas, and then we'll see if what financials come into play later on down the line. But right now, we can just throw ideas at you and see if, and hopefully that'll help. And I like the thought of you guys is in business together. The relationship, like I've said before. The value that is placed on the Black family. In the Black community, a lot of people don't understand the divorce rate, the raising of children by mainly the mother, and not have the father in the picture. It's I know there's fathers that do it too, but a lot of times, we just see that imbalance of a fully structured family. And you guys are not only together for a long time, that you guys are now engaged in the business. You guys are keeping the spirit of your belief alive in your practice and in your daily lives. I think the podcast for the viewers and the followers is going to go across well, because it's inspiring and it's inspirational, to see what is going on when we see people who have came such a long way, to not only, because like I said before, in marriage, that's like a sacred vow that you take, and not everybody really has went into the marriage knowing that when you say for better or worse, sickness and health, and then it doesn't always end up that way. You find out that things a couple of years later, you're doing things I don't like. I'm upset with you more often than I thought I would be. Sometimes you can fall apart, and you're supposed to still work on keeping it together, and that's when divorce happens. And I see, and really we need to, with you guys right here is, and some, I think we have a couple of other people, we need to just have like something where relationship and the Black family, the dynamics of keeping it together, and just have something on that, just like a little conference, like a little meeting of minds, and doing the business, like Keith had asked, getting into the family aspects and being in business together too. A lot of times that's also separated. You're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, but you guys are building the business together, and I'm liking it, what I'm seeing and hearing, and I appreciate you guys for coming on the podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's been a blessing.
Yeah. One of the other things I want to say, regarding the KF&JF podcast, you were talking about, like Razak was saying, people, always want to get something for what they're doing. The reason why we're doing this is strictly to uplift the Black community and the Black business owners in that community.
Right.
There's nothing that's coming out of your pocket for this. And that is why we're doing it, because eventually when you get this back and we do all the editing and we cut out some of this and that, and we put that intro together for you, you're going to be able to use this going forward in your business, going forward as to how you want your to be seen. And we want to represent that in a way so that when you go to your next place, or when you send somebody to look at the podcast and see that, you're going to say, man, I like the way they did that. I like the way that intro was, and you can use it for something else. And you didn't have to give anything out for that, but the fact that you took your time to sit down here right now. And we thank you for that. And we really appreciate that. And I'm glad you, Joyce, you, Pete, took the time to come on. And I'm so grateful, man. I'm so grateful.